encouragement. I want you to develop this desire. And that desire is very simple: how to dominate in football, in soccer. It could be basketball, let's say any sports. How do I start dominating? If you really want to dominate in football, then you need to understand your level of processing, scanning, and decision making needs to be amazing. A lot of football players, they want to overcome the center back. They want to score goals, right? Number 9, center forward. He wants to score a lot of goals, right? But he's not processing the center back. He's not processing the right back. He's not processing the left back. He's not processing the situation during the match. And if you want to start dominating football, you want to actually say, how can I start to dominate? How to dominate in football? What's stopping me from dominating football? You need to look at your training section. During your training section, are you dominating your training section? Are you making more runs? Are you getting more shots on goal? Are you finding the pockets? Are you finding options? Are you communicating with your midfielders? You're center back in football and you want to dominate in football, you need to develop this desire and this discipline. Make the decision. No player, there's zero player would you ever dribble in easily. Make sure you tell yourself, from today's day forward, I will become a difficult guy for any player to dribble. The moment you start developing these simple principles in football, it's going to take you to another level. A lot of players want to dominate. A lot of football players, they want to dominate, right? They want to dominate, but they are not. Why? Why are they not dominating? That's the biggest question. Why? But you want to know, how can I start to dominate? It starts from the mentality. You need to believe it. And when you train with dominating power. When you train with power. You train with power. You train with excellence. You train with quality. That's the mentality. If you don't have it, it's difficult. I want to dominate. I want to dominate. I want to dominate. If you want to dominate, you're not dominating training. You can dominate a match. Simple. You want to dominate a match, then you dominate from training. A lot of football players, they need to learn how to dominate training section. You need to learn how to dominate. You need to learn how to dominate, how to dominate, how to dominate, how to dominate, how to dominate the training game, how to dominate the game, how to dominate the game, how to dominate my opponent. You are center forward. You want to score more goals. You want to be difficult. You want to be that guy that your team depending on. Then you need to learn how to dominate. During the training section, you're dominating, looking for the ball. You want the ball. You're making good decisions when you receive the ball. And during the match, it becomes much easier for you as a football player to dominate. A lot of football players cannot dominate a match because they are not dominating training. For you to learn how to dominate, you need to develop that desire and that spirit in your mentality. That's it. You develop the desire and the mentality and the discipline. So when you play in a match, you will feel that, yeah, I'm not dominating. I'm not dominating. Then you start to look for it. You start to activate. And it will become a reality. So a lot of football players, they can't dominate because they are not training with it. They're not training it. They're not developing it. You got this special mentality and the feelings. You got to develop that feelings as a football player. I want to dominate. If you want to dominate, then you need to develop that feelings. And you need to develop that desire. And how do you develop it? You develop it from training. You want to score more goals during the game, then you need to find a lot of angles in training to score from. You need to score through a lot of difficult situations during training. On the match day, when the situation opportunities pops up, You just finish them. You just smash them. You just smash. You just smash the opportunity. A lot of football players, basketball players, they want to dominate. They want to dominate. Because if you're playing at the tier level in your country, for you to get to the first level, then you need to dominate the tier level. You need to learn how to dominate. And if you want to start dominating during a match, then you need to start dominating during training. And before you can dominate in training, you need to make a decision, and you need to develop that desire to dominate. You want to dominate, because when you dominate, people will notice you. You can hide energy. Energy is noticed. You want to dominate. Dominate, 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 dominate. You're working, you're dominating, you're working, you're dominating, working, you dominate. Imagine you got a team with 11 players willing to dominate. You got a team with 11 players, and 11 players, they are willing and ready to dominate. They are playing with their mindset. We will dominate 90 minutes. We'll dominate 45. We'll dominate more passes. We'll dominate more shots on goal. We'll dominate our goalkeeper with less attacks. We'll dominate controlling the game. This is how you develop it. And you develop dominating from training section. The more you train, the more you develop that discipline, the more you develop that desire, you will feel it during the game. If you guys are going through some difficulties, finding it difficult to come to that point of dominating the match, you will feel it. That's why you know we're below our level. That's why you know I'm below my level. Say you're center forward, and during training section, 10 balls comes between you and the center back, and you won 8. You dominated him. 50-50 balls, you won it. You start to dominate. You already know any ball between me and that center back, forget it. I'm on it, man. He got no space. He just dominated him. When you go to play the game and you start looking at the team statistics, the last game we played, we had 20 shots on goal. The next time we played, we had 25 shots on goal, and they had what? 8. We dominated them. We're looking at shots on goal. On target, we had 8 on target. They had 2 on target. We dominated them. When we talk about possession, we dominate their possession. So you as a football player, basketball player, handball player, you need to dominate your lane. The moment you start dominating your lane, hey man, hey, how are you? How are you? Content feed. Sorry if I got the name wrong, but shout out to you. We gotta learn how to dominate your lane. How to dominate in football, in basketball, in handball, in table. You need to dominate, and dominating starts from training. It starts from training. You start from training. Polaro Max, how you doing? Dominate. You dominate. You need to learn how to dominate your space. You need to learn how to dominate your lane. You need to learn how to dominate. I'm talking to guys in sports. Thanks. Dominating. You like basketball content. You like basketball. So when you like basketball, what I want you to do, I'm from Sweetie. What I want you to do, I want you to learn how to dominate. And for you to dominate, it starts here. You first picture it, you see it, and you make a decision. When I'm with the ball, forget it. It's quality pass for me. With the basketball, it's quality. Boom. Off the ball, boom. Yes, you say he loves ice hockey. Yes, hockey is very big in Sweden. So the same thing. You play ice hockey, people moving left and right, dominate. You got a number on your back. people watching the game, the journalists watching the game, the opponent watching the game, they sees you. Listen, this guy is dominating. It's off and on the ball, quality decision, left, right, left, right. Okay, you from Finland. That's great. How's Finland? Helsinki. Yes, so Finland and Sweden, same. From where I live in Sweden, you can take the boat to Finland. It's called Viasa, I think. Viasa or something like that. You dominate. You gotta be dominant. You want to go to the next level? A lot of players, they want to go to the next level, right? You play at this level, you want to go to the next level. You got to dominate and dominate solution. Provide solution. That's what you need to provide. You provide solution. Thanks so much, my brother. Thanks for this. Thanks for that. You provide solution. Our coaches depending on you. That is the biggest question you need to ask yourself. Listen, when you dominate 10 games, your opponents in that league, they know about you. Listen, the same discipline in football is the same discipline in ice hockey, is the same discipline in basketball, is the same discipline everywhere. And this discipline is very simple. I'm gonna tell you this about sports, right? I was just on Facebook a few minutes ago talking about sports. I want you to understand this about sports. Sports is part of entertainment. That's ice hockey. Ice hockey in Sweden called ice hockey, right? Ice hockey is part of sports. Because in sports, we got football, basketball, different discipline, right? So ice hockey is part of sports. Sports is part of entertainment. And entertainment is part of business. And in business, they look for profit. And how do they make profit? They sell the best product, the most wanted product. People are going to buy it every day. Same thing. You play ice hockey and you want to go to the next level. You want your opponent to respect you. You want for bigger teams to come for you. What you need to do, you need to dominate every game. When you receive that ball and you pass that ball with quality. You cut off your opponent attack. You receive that ball, you create opportunity. You create. You provide entertaining decision. And you provide beautiful decision. And you dominate. Thanks, brother. You dominate. It's set. You play ice hockey, maybe you play at the tail level. You got to dominate the tail level. And you don't dominate the whole season. If you want to dominate, you start to think about, I want to dominate this entire season, you will run out of energy. What I want you to do, I want you to dominate every step of the journey. I want you to dominate training section. You show up on time, you make quality decision. On the match day, it will show up. So we train Monday, you dominate training section. You train Tuesday, you dominate. You train Thursday, you dominate. On Saturday, you go to the game, you dominate. You go back to Monday again, dominate. You use your past experiences. That's where you're going to use your experience now. And I will tell you one thing about dominating. I'm going to tell you this today. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of players don't know this, but I'm going to tell you this today. I want you to use every step. Every step of dominating. I want you to use it every second. I want you to find that desire. You got to find it, man. You got to find it. You got to believe. There's no time to joke. There are principles you need to understand in sports. And you need to understand those steps. Sports Ice hockey, football, basketball, they are part of sports. And sports is part of entertainment. And entertainment is part of business. And in business, they look for profit. And they want to sell the big players. He says Finland is better than Sweden in hockey. Yeah, it could be. You know, it could be. Yeah, but get well, man. Drink more water. In Sweden, when you sick, the first thing we drink more water, right? Yeah, take more vatten. We want to dominate. When you a player, you dominate. You a coach, you dominate. If you get a coach that listen. I see some coaches they don't have time. They just attend the games, and while it is they accept anything. No. You don't accept anything. You need a standard. You need a standard as a player, man. What is you do? You do is a you do the sports. Listen, across life, the reward goes to people at the top. You won't always be at the top. You be a doctor, you want to be the best doctor. You want to be the bus driver, you want to be the best bus driver. Of course you want to be the best. You need to be among the top. And for you to be among the top, you gotta dominate. You gotta be in charge. You gotta be that guy people look up to. And there's something that says energy. Oh, your fighting is dominating. What? You gotta dominate your space. Gotta keep it on the back foot, and you keep the offensive. The guy on the back foot always lost the fight. 99% of the time, the guy on the back foot always lost the fight. You gotta be explosive. Because for you to dominate, you need to be explosive. You need to be present. Energy, I tell people, energy is notice. Effort produces energy. It's not energy that produces effort, no. It is effort. And effort starts with a decision. And only one person can give you effort, and it is you. My mom can give me an effort. My dad, I can borrow my dad's effort. I can borrow my mom's effort. I cannot borrow my sister's effort when I'm playing. When I'm playing, I play with my effort. It is mine effort. Yes. When you go to Judo, hold your ground. Hold your ground. And let people know you're dead. There's a great boxer many years ago called Mark Towson. Before people can even arrive, the fight is over. Because Mark Towson dominated. Michael Jordan dominated. Messi is dominating. Ronaldo is dominating. It is not that I want you to look for one thing among all of them. All those people dominating, there's one thing common to every one of them. And that one thing is decision. When to punch, when to pass, when to block, when to open up, when to read the situation, and then how to process the situation. That's what separates people. That's what separates the great. That's what separates your ability to dominate. And how do you dominate? You see it, you read the situation, you gather information, and you go forward. Shido is where people think ride with this stuff like this, or on the skate hockey, something like that. No one wants to fall, right? Can you stay on the feet and be the fastest guy? Can people learn from you when they see you during Shido or something like that? Because I never been on the ice. I came from Africa as an older guy, so that ice, I didn't go there. I focus on football. Stay in my lane. But I see people doing it. And the thing, I watch people do it. I see people fall. I see people slow. But sometimes you see some fast people. You see some people on on the ice with quality. You see people, all of these sports, you in it's hockey, judo, judo, you got a huge opportunity to develop a dominating spirit, a dominating personality, because you're learning different experiences left and right, and you bring them together. It is all about dominating. It is all about being of high quality and high discipline. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. You want to be that guy that dominates. You want to be that guy that shows excellent. You go and find the word excellent. Okay, go. You find the word excellent. You define excellent, and you bring excellent into action. That's how you start to dominate. You find excellent, and you bring excellent into reality. You find excellent, you go out there, you find excellent, you define excellent, and you bring excellent into reality. That's excellent. Yeah, the one you ride down the mountain, right? But I think people do it with when it's only winter. Yes, you go all the way up the mountain, you go to the sloping, it slopes down like this. And it go with speed. And you remind me about it, Hampus. I was talking to Hampus the other day, and he encouraged me to go there. We got a big place in Umeå. If you know Umeå in northern Sweden, we got a place in Umeå in Mariehamn where people go all the way up and then ride down very fast. And during the summertime, we use that for fitness. We go there to jog. But during the winter, people go up with the lift and they get down and they come down with speed. So are you able to come down with quality? When the people watching, do they learn from you? That's where you start to dominate from. How the people learning from you? People learning from you. When people start to learn from you, and the people start counting on you, that's where you find dominating. That's where you start to dominate. That's how you dominate. You find it. Yes, I live in Sweden. I live in Umeå. In Sweden, I live in Umeå. Yeah, Umeå is not far from Finland. We take the boat here to go up to Finland. But what I want to encourage you guys to do is for you guys to learn how to dominate. There's nothing more. Just learn how to dominate. Be in school, dominate. Dominate your lane. Dominate you. I work in football, so I tell players all the time, you're center forward, yes. If we pass you 10 balls between you and a center back, do you think how many are going to win? If you win 8, you dominated him. If we produce 1v1 situation 5 times, are you able to finish 3? You are a midfielder who stays in control of the game. Your opponent or you, are you finding it difficult to get into the game? You're a coach. You want to dominate, control over your players, control over the game. If it needs to dominate, you need that ability, that desire, that confidence. And that's how people start to dominate from. It's all about mentality. It is all about strength. It is all about desire. You dominate, you dominate, you dominate. You win, you win, you win, you win. You focus on the positive. You challenge yourself. You challenge yourself. You challenge yourself. Make sure you are ahead. Make sure you are cutting the shot. That's the most important thing a lot of people will struggle with. A lot of young people, they allow people to dominate. No. You got to dominate your lane. You gotta lane. You gotta dominate. When I used to play football, there is no way the coach can ask me if I'm training tomorrow. It's not possible. Because I'm always there. I'm on time. I will chase you for the ball. If you're a winger and you come in my space, you're not producing any cross for that day. That was sealed and done many years ago. For the winger to produce a cross in front of me, you gotta be joking, man. But no, you can't beat me and produce a cross. The only way you produce a cross, you will produce that cross because I play right back. You're gonna produce that cross with a right foot in before you get to me. Because it is total, it's just impossible for you to beat me on the ball and produce a cross. No. So I dominated people in that area. Are you willing to dominate? In school, are you dominating your lesson? Your business, are you dominating? Are you dominating with discipline? I'm going to wake up and go to the gym to train. You do it. You want to develop discipline. You want to develop dominating power. Then you need to dominate little steps. Those little steps, the little steps, the little steps, and little steps, and little steps. I'm trying to get this. I don't know how I can watch this video online. I think I should be able to watch my own video. Yeah, but I can't watch it. Yeah, I want to watch my video. That means. I'm trying to watch this video, but I don't really know. If somebody can help me out how to watch this video, I need to comment, but I can see where I can comment from. Okay, maybe it's gonna be it. That's what we want to do, guys. Okay, I find it. We gotta dominate, guys. Need to dominate. We need to find the power, and we need to find that ability to do it. We got to find our ability to do it. It is our ability to dominate, the ability to overcome challenges, the ability. You got to deal with it, man. It's there. You can take it out. So life is all about dominating. Life is about going in, finding your strength, finding the strength of other people and overcome them. You don't overcome people through their weaknesses. No. You need to overcome them through your strength, through their strength. So you find a center back. If you play East hockey, you play basketball, you find the great teams and then you dominate them. You find great teams and you dominate. Hey, bye, brother. Thanks for the day, You dominate, guys. You got to dominate. Dominate and dominate and dominate and dominate and dominate. And you will get to the next level. It is all about dominating. It is all about power. It is all about believing yourself. It's about challenging yourself. And it's all about getting to the next level. That is the only way you can make it, man. We got to get there, and we need to work it out. Peace and love from my end, guys.